Why don't they just model kisses themselves instead of mocapping them? Well, because they mocap. I mean, I believe they mocap everything, and then I believe Naughty Dog's system is mocap everything and then clean it all up with a lot of keyframing as well.
Yeah.
Like, Naughty Dog's games look amazing.
Like, obviously, for that bit, in the actual thing, they have to clean it up and move them together.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty pleased with my Pogo story.
Are y'all still playing Pogo? I still have it installed, actually. We are done recording. Yes.
I am not, because the battery in my phone is dying, and Pogo is bad on batteries that are not having a sad day.
There's some sort of event occurring at the moment, but I don't know what.
I think Lavatars are more common today. Oh no, that was Saturday. It was they have these special events where you can catch the good Pokemon if you're not working, like we are on Saturday. And being asked very politely to not be distracted by your phones and to not leave the office if we're trying to get stuff done.
A raid battle is going to start nearby.
That's nice.
That's unusual. That's not unusual. What the? There's some sort of silhouette of like, it's got like 4 spindly legs and then an onion. I don't know these Pokemon. I don't know any of these Pokemon. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna quit this again. Not quit playing, just I'm gonna turn that off. So! Beep beep. Wait, you guys still play? I mean, I had Pogo going the other weekend.
Yeah.
I hadn't really done a lot in like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, which is why there's tons of Pokemon I don't have. But then I was like, oh yeah, Pokemon Go, and then I messed around for a couple days.
Has no one heard of a portable external battery? That's like not something I want to carry around at all times.
Oh yes, you can tell people who still play Pokemon Go because they'll be walking around in groups of 2 or 3 with their phones tethered to a battery bank in their pocket. So. I did watch the beta draft last night. It was cool. I haven't watched all the games yet, but it was still cool.
Alrighty, let's talk about some stories.
Yeah. So, it's weird because this happens to us every year. E3 happens, and it's a lot of announcements that aren't like
this is
news. Like it's sort of like
this game exists.
Yeah, this game exists. There's a release date for this.
There's news, but not really news we can use.
Yeah, it's not. It's they're information points. That said,
so yeah, we got the Steam fake games thing. I think. Steve, like Valve was talking about that. They're saying like the number of users and games that this will actually affect is like teeny tiny small, because it's just basically there's just like a very small number of users that are messing it up
for everyone essentially.
Yeah, I mean this is where Valve and myself personally have a difference of opinion on sort of how to handle things like that. And their thing is sort of like, it's okay. People can put any garbage up on Steam, and the algorithms will take care of it. You know, some poor asshole will buy the game or encounter it, and then they'll get fucked. But they'll say that this game is bad, and then other people won't see it because they've said that the game is bad. And then we know that the game is bad, and so we'll make sure to hide it. And my argument is like, just take it off. Just have it be not there. I got a lot of people very upset with me on Twitter because I want there to be quality curation on Steam, and that's been bundled in with content curation so I got a lot of very angry people. I was like, I wish Steam would curate what's on their service, and people were like, no, how fucking dare you? You're in favor of censorship. You're against free speech. You're anti-capitalist was one thing that someone said to me.
The problem is that those that often the content curation and the quality curation can be very closely associated. Like it's sometimes difficult to separate those two points.
Like, but I mean, like, what about if a game was a broken asset flip that was designed to scam people out of their money, and a bunch of people reported it so, and after you get a threshold for that, say like, 50 or something like that. I'm throwing out arbitrary numbers that Valve would be good at determining, right? You maybe have a human look at this game and go, oh, this is a broken asset flip, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this game should just be deleted from the store,
Yeah.
right? And so then if
they don't
people
wanna
are
do
like,
that.
I don't like this game because it's got titty in it, and then the human reviews it and says, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this game. That's not my cup of tea, but it works perfectly functionally. It's a complete game. It's just got some boobs in it.
See, that's the argument
Right?
that
Leave it there.
that-
What's wrong with that? Just take off the stuff that like garbage scammers are putting out.
Why should you
there's
have to
nuances.
allow? Yeah, why should you have to allow the market to regulate itself? Why can't Steam, with all their money, why can't they have people also regulate it? Like, what? I disagree with the notion that you should allow literally anything on there and just fucking whatever. It'll sort itself out. You know, it bothers me. Hey, what's up?
So I don't think it's probably a big issue, but the music for the intro and outro are kind of quiet in comparison to your voices.
Oh, weird.
Usually the problem is the other way around.
We could probably layer it over again in Final Cut and like sweeten it up a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, it's a obviously the area where this is something where it has been going on for years is like app stores, right? So you have like say like the Apple App Store versus like the Android store.
But the Android store has gotten a lot better. Like the Android store started out as very laissez-faire, like whatever goes, and then they quickly realized that they did have to do some more policing in the Android App Store because the way that Android is set up is that you immediately had people very badly taking advantage of apps that would like do naughty things to your phone.
Right.
So, like, even Android, despite the fact they are still way more open than Apple, was like, we might need to walk this back just a bit.
Right,
Right?
but the point being that there's lots of different, like it's not a binary thing of we're going to have curation or we're not going to have curation.
Yes.
It's there's a lot of a lot of levels.
I know. I don't think that though. I don't think that it's that hiring
And there's a lot-
10 people is going to make the Steam store good. But I think hiring 10 people might make the Steam store better.
Also, we're talking about like 1,000 people, not 10 people.
You know what I mean, though, right? Like, I don't think just because it's hard doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, from Steam's perspective,
That's
it's
why we put a man on the moon.
it's partially a difficult thing and partially a philosophical thing, right?
Yeah.
Steve, it's all about itch.io these days. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a reason for that.
Eric the Orange says, as someone who plays indie games, Steam is awful for indie games now. It used to be being on the Steam front page was pretty much the only mainstream advertising an indie game could get, and now that Steam is so flooded, they don't even get that. Yep.
Now, does itch.io have curation of any kind?
I don't know enough about how itch.io works to weigh in on that, honestly.
No, itch.io does, and in fact, in response to the Steam thing, they were like, "Hi, we aggressively curate." Hello.
And there's still lots of like stupid games on itch.io, like
yeah.
that Sonic game that Ben and Adam were playing on Let's Know or Watch and Play. That's on itch.io. The curation has not stopped stupid games, but that game worked, right? Like that's
It's because Steam recently did that change about not allowing games that sell nude mods.
Well, yeah. So
they-
they've had to not allow adult games.
Yeah,
Period.
They did that, and people reacted very badly, and so that's what had this got it wrapped, got the content thing wrapped up in the quality thing, where if I'm like, yes, Steam should curate, people were like, you want to censor all the anime tits, and it's like, I actually don't. I actually think that Steam should allow that and have ESRB ratings and everything, and be like, yo, there's going to be titty in this game. I think they should be selling those. I don't think they should sell games that don't function,
Mm-hmm.
or that have copyright infringement in them, or that are asset flips or something, and they don't care. So,
Anyhow, what else did we talk about?
World of Warcraft Classic will be based on patch 1.12.
Which
I
is
thought-
like right before Burning
What?
Sorry,
Crusade.
talking about stories we already actually talked about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoops. Yes.
Because that was just the first one.
Right. Yeah. So I think I said everything
Yeah,
that needed to be
it-
said in the PUBG.
Let's just skim right down to Pokemon Go.
In the PUBG story. Well, it's just the main thing is that I saw everyone making jokes about making jokes and or spreading misinformation about Bluehole is suing Fortnite because they think that they own Battle Royale, which is
Yeah.
categorically untrue.
Yeah, the headline is Bluehole's fart angry over Fortnite.
Yeah, they might be
Fart angry?
fart angry. They might. Kathleen's trying to replace butthurt with fart angry. It
Yeah.
doesn't flow
It
off.
doesn't not work.
The tongue.
No.
It doesn't flow off the tongue as well.
But it's less heteronormative,
So
Anyone can be
Doesn't mean-
butthurt.
I suppose.
it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean a damn thing. You just want it to be funny. Anyway, yeah. So it's just because every article about it was just this one Korean Times article that had basically no information, and this Chang Han Kim had this. This was in September, that interview with PC Gamer, right? Because they did the press release where they were like, you know, we are considering our options or something, and people were like, oh, they're gonna sue them. And then PC Gamer did an actual interview with him where he was like, no, this has nothing to do with Battle Royale. We're not saying we own that genre. This is between us and Epic Games. It's them. This is why it's a problem. But everyone had already created that narrative, and nobody cared about their actual motivations, which could still be petty. Bluehole can still be like, I'm mad that we worked with them and that they got a more successful thing. That's fine. I mean, I don't know about fine, but at least be accurate in your anti-Bluehole hot takes, which are fine. If you want to dislike Bluehole and PUBG, that's totally cool. I play more PUBG than Fortnite, but I don't actually really have a dog in this fight. I don't care. So, and then Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go, yeah.
Trading. But only
Trading.
if you're really close by.
Yeah, so you got to be within 100 meters, and you got to be friends with somebody, and you become friends with somebody by trading friend codes the same way you do in like Nintendo consoles and like Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp and stuff like that. And then once you're friends with somebody, then you can level up your friendship level. And once you reach a certain level of friendship, which was not explained in the article I read because the feature's not out yet, then you can unlock special trades. And to do a special trade, you get some candy, but you also have to pay Stardust into it. So it's like there's a lot of limiting factors to make it so you can't just get a new account and load it up with rare Pokemon.
Yeah. Demon Lemming. With that story and ultimately Tencent suing itself, has that happened before where two companies owned by a bigger company have gone to court? Yeah, we were talking about this.
There was a thing a while ago.
Comedy Central and
MTV. I
MTV.
believe it was it was
both owned by Viacom, I think it was.
and they had and honestly, I would be not at all surprised if it has happened already with Tencent. Like, Tencent owns so many different companies. And it's not, because the thing is, it's not like Tencent owns these companies. In most cases, they don't have a controlling interest in the various companies. They'll own like 10% or whatever. So it's not like.
But Tencent isn't suing itself. Tencent has a stake in both of those companies.
Yeah, they aren't the parent company of these companies.
They don't own those companies, and they're not the controlling body of those companies.
Yeah. It's just funny that they have a stake in two companies fighting each other.
Tencent owns 40% of Epic, and Tencent has a partnership with Bluehole Corp to distribute PUBG in China, and they run the mobile game.
I wouldn't be surprised that they also have a percentage of Bluehole, but I don't know what it would be.
I didn't see that when I was looking it up. They also own Riot, totally? That's
Maybe.
the one that always blows my mind? Anyway.
But when you were going through the story, the PUBG or the Pokemon story, the thing of like friendship levels that increase by fighting together, doing raids together, and sending gifts is like, wait, are you turning your friends into like the animals from Animal Crossing, where you like give them stuff to make them more your friend?
You get daily gifts that you'll be able to send. Basically you get daily gifts when the friends feature comes out, and they're not for you, they're for you to give to your friends. And the reason a lot of people are like, why so close? Why do you have to be within 100 meters? It's to prevent people in Australia from going and catching a fuck ton of Kangaskhan's and then making friends with somebody from Sweden, because we all have the internet now where they trade Mr. Mimes back and forth and the Pokemon are less special.
Pogo thing is likely a way to thwart third-party resellers. It was a huge problem with Ingress.
Yep.
So just like
selling what?
Selling
Pokemon
like your
accounts.
account. Like if you can't trade, you can make it so you just sell the whole account, right? But the
Interesting.
I'm not sure if you have to be within 100 meters to send gifts. I think you probably just do that through your like friendship tab.
Also, there's a great episode of the Flight of the Conchords TV show where their manager Murray has like a graph of he's made a graph of their friendship, and he's like, see here, I think we could move up to here, and then like something happens, like, oh, I'm afraid we went down. But like that's kind of like what it sounds like.
Yeah.
They're trying to set up. Is like, oh wow, you can tell how much your friend is, how much of a friend they are. Anyway.
And then, yeah, they invented new mocap. They invented better mocap technology so they could capture that kiss.
There's a couple of
nice.
There's a couple of photos of it, and yeah, it's because the problem is it's like they wanted the two things that they were trying to simultaneously do ended up being opposed, because they wanted to have better facial capture to really get the nuances, and they also wanted to actually do the thing, and those are sort of opposed from each other, because they had to. It made it so that the actors had to wear more equipment, and also like get closer together. So it was a little awkward, as you can imagine.
Really technical computer graphics terminology that also sounds sexy. Soft body collision, and it's really difficult.
I would like to see that person's soft body collision.
Hey.
No.
Okay, so World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Well, there's all the E3 stuff, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just skip E3. I think we covered E3 pretty well.
I guess we did talk about most of this live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, World of Warcraft Classic will be based on patch 1.12,
Which is
and I don't know what that means.
I looked this up because I also don't know what it means. It means it's still vanilla WoW, but it's the most improved vanilla WoW can get, because it's 1.12 is the version right before Burning Crusade. So this still rolls back years of quality of life improvements. Don't worry, you won't be able to play a paladin for the Horde or something else for the Alliance.
They haven't decided.
Many other things will be broken.
They haven't decided that yet, actually.
Oh, okay.
But the interesting thing is that they're actually like while it's going to be the theoretically with the 1.12 thing, the back end is going to be the new back end. So all the parts on the server are actually going to be like the current WoW. And so apparently they've been working over the last little while to sort of to load in all the assets and the details from 1.12 WoW into the new engine to see whether it actually like works.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's important is, can we do classic Nex Rammus?
Apparently all of the raids,
Maybe.
all of the raids are definitely going to be exactly the way they were.
Cool.
Apparently. But yeah, the various, I believe, they have not talked about like whether paladins will be able to be on Horde and shamans will be able to be on Alliance, but who knows?
You too will get to remind yourself why classic rating was terrible, says Not the Penguins.
There's a great article about Just Cause 4 and how they were like, we've got all these interesting ideas, the things that we want to do in terms of the story and stuff. And it's like, oh, really? And the interviewer's like, oh, really? That's that's good, to do that. And then like, Oh, but you still get to explode everything. Let's make sure that that's still out there. Everything, and in fact,
Don't worry, everything explodes.
we've been working really hard on, and the example they gave, it's like, red barrels.
Yeah.
You shoot them, they explode.
Yeah.
We've been working really hard on like nuances to red barrels, as an example. Like you shoot them a little bit, and it like starts like
Like a tiny
flame.
fire.
It starts like a flame and starts like zipping around with a flame.
A baby
and then you can like
fire.
shoot it more and it explodes. So it's like we want to make sure everything, and like in the demo there's like a bridge that gets taken out by the tornado.
Right.
And they're like, but like that bridge is like a big destructible thing. So if you want to like go in with a rocket launcher and destroy the bridge before the tornado gets there or after the tornado or whatever, that's cool too. You can do that. It's not like a scripted bridge explode because of the tornado thing.
Huh.
So apparently it's going to be super explodey.
When a gun and a red barrel love each other very much,
We found
sometimes a fire is born.
no spoilers because it doesn't even show up on video, but one of the days during Road Quest we found that video game asset in real life.
The red barrel?
It was a bright red barrel with the yellow triangular like whatever sticker on the outside. We were like, okay, everyone be really careful. It was really funny. Yeah.
I wonder what actually is in red barrels.
That one, jet fuel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which
Wow,
is actually,
that's actually makes total sense
no,
why
hold
that
on,
would
hold
explode.
on. This is something I know. Jet fuel is not very explosive.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Isn't that neat?
It needs quite high temperature
It
to
needs
actually
extremely
do
high
its thing.
temperature to ignite.
Yeah.
Jet fuel is less explosive than normal gasoline. Sorry to. spoil
And normal
the fun
gasoline,
internet.
if you walk away in slow motion and throw a match behind you, the gasoline will snuff out the match and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Eve. So there's a new ship that just came out for Star Citizen, or a new design has been released for
Yeah.
Star Citizen that looks a lot like a ship from Eve. Now,
The Eve community known for being level-headed.
yeah. Now, there are some the sort of slightly mitigating factor is that theoretically this is a ship that fulfills the same in-universe role as the ship in Eve did. So it's like a little like sort of cargo ship,
Okay.
and so it's sort of this thing, but they are very similar.
Okay.
And so, and so people kind of back and forth as they do.
G-Door says it's basically a space forklift.
Yeah.
It is. They
And
look very
so
similar,
there's
yeah.
only, I guess the idea being that there's only so many ways that you can design a space forklift.
It looks like a mule from StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, people were mad about it. They're my favorite takes on it that I've seen is one of the developers of Eve are like, we have nothing but respect for our colleagues on Star Citizen. But if you do want to start something and then just had a link to the like Eve member like thing, like come on into Eve, and we'll get a rumble going.
That's
You
amazing.
can play Space Wars now in our game.
Yeah. I did also see my favorite take on it was, I think it was just like in the comment section, was somebody being like, "Hey, now let's not get in too much fight. Let's just all relax and go back and play our respective game." Oh, oops.
Eve 1, Star Citizen 0. I'm calling this. All right. Bloodborne modders discovered there was going to be a boss rush mode, but then it got cut, which is really cool. There's a lot of hidden stuff in those games.
Yeah,
The fact that they're still pulling out hidden things.
they're like Bloodborne and Dark Souls are both enormous games with like, dozens, if not hundreds of hours of gameplay, and apparently a lot of stuff was cut, but cut late enough in the process that a lot of the assets are still in it.
That's amazing.
But the boss rush thing sounded really cool because it wasn't like just fight all the bosses all in a row, which, by the way, would be horrific.
Yeah.
But it was actually like you have to fight like teams of bosses.
That's worse. I
But
think.
like not like all in a row, but it'd be like you have to fight this guy and also this guy like working together.
That sounds awful and amazing.
And then
that I want to see someone else play it.
The implication seemed to be that they would be kind of unlocked periodically over the course of the game.
That sounds kind of amazing.
So like, oh yeah, Hotshot. You know, you
You alluded to it. One thing I did, one thing from that E3 back and forth that we alluded to, but I did want to talk about is the Fortnite on the Switch thing.
I thought I talked about that very elegantly.
I agree, but I just wanted to mention Sony's response. So for those who are unaware,
Oh yeah.
if you have an Epic Games account that you make to play Fortnite, and you played it on PC or on Xbox, that's fine, and you can buy it for the Switch, and then you can log in there, that's totally fine. If at any time you have logged into that Epic Games account on a PS4,
Oh ho ho! Mistake was made.
you cannot use it on the Switch.
Fooled you.
Womp womp.
Can you use it on the other things? It's just the Switch you can't use it
I
on?
think
Or does it lock it to a PS4?
locks
period?
it to a PS4 because Sony doesn't like, they don't like playing nice with crossplay. And so
They're never going to get all the Pokemon on Pokemon Go that way if they're not. They're not
I
friends.
need to actually look this up. Their response was basically like,
Does Sony own Epic or something? How can they do that? Like, if I was Epic, I'd be like, no.
right? I don't know.
You can't take our users' accounts.
But you can play on mobile. Yeah, and it doesn't tell you that it's going to do that. So if you start on Switch and then play on PS4, I think that's okay. There's some sort of weird contract. Anyway, people were very upset about that because there are people who had, they had an Epic account to play Fortnite and put a bunch of real-world money into cosmetics and whatnot to play Fortnite, tried it on PS4 and were like, all right, whatever, and then want to play it on Switch and now can't, and without rolling up a new account and not losing, but being unable to use the stuff they paid all the money for. And
But it's like, yeah.
And Sony's response, their like actual stated response was like, we are listening to your concerns, but also
We don't care.
something really passive aggressive.
Yeah, apparently if you ever
We are
log in on
listening to
PS4,
your
it is that
concerns.
locks the PS4 forever. From a couple different people in chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It was very tone deaf, and I'm trying to remember what. I should have looked it up before I said the words.
If you, like, I'm pretty sure at this point, like, if Epic wanted to play hardball on it and be like,
Let
we
our
need this to
people
happen.
go.
and Sony was like, well, fine, we won't have Fortnite in our console, I think Epic would be like, okay. Like, honestly, I think Sony wants Fortnite more than Epic wants PS4.
We're always open to hearing what the PlayStation community is interested in and to enhance their gaming experience.
That's the response that you send out to a petition to increase the amount of boobs in the default background, like, concept or whatever they call it, from 0 to 100, right?
We offer Fortnite crossplay support with PC, Mac, iOS, and Android devices, expanding the opportunity for Fortnite plans on PS4 to play with even more gamers on other platforms. We have nothing further to add beyond this at this point.
Okay, so you can do it on.
It's just
it's just
consoles.
It's just consoles.
It's Xbox and Switch.
So Xbox and Switch. So
yeah, but the problem is that if you ever log in on a PS4, it does not tell you that then you will not be able to log in on a Switch or Xbox.
Right.
Which
wow,
is
that's real bad.
yeah.
It's a nasty surprise.
Yes.
All right.
Says no.
What else do we have to discuss?
Yeah, JL or JI Honors, Kaz Hirai CEO is a parody account.
Yeah, so
That's
people have
just
already told them in
recently
chat.
wrapped up.
I do. I have to say this is just a tiny story, but I did enjoy and Polygon made this point that Division 2's E3 booth,
Yeah.
which was super cool apparently.
Yeah, it was a replica of the Oval Office.
or just like the desk and
Yeah.
the thing, and so you could like take a picture of yourself with like the red phone and stuff.
Sitting at the Resolute desk.
And it was apparently really well done. And it's like, oh, cool, I could be, the president or whatever. which would be a great thing if they hadn't been like, our game is not political.
So I don't know.
We're not trying to make any political statement with it. Here, sit at the president's desk.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to, like, I don't know. I really want to talk about this, and I don't know if CheckPoint, if like an episode of CheckPoint, the main story thing, is the right avenue for that, or maybe an episode of Talking Simulator or something. But that was a ludicrous interview that the developer gave to Charlie Hall from Polygon, where the question was like, so what does it mean for you personally, being someone from North Carolina, making a game about a new civil war? And the response was like, I think it's really neat to explore Washington, D.C. Like, this complete... Like, oh, no, our game's not political. It's like, motherfucker, what? Like, the first game was about like a plague, and the fact that the Division is this extra military group of civilians that the government can just activate whenever, and also that they're allowed to just kill civilians however they deem fit. That was weird. But this game is literally about the Division is the last vestiges of the previous government toppling a new tyrannical dictatorship in actual Washington, D.C. And they're like, oh, but it's not political. It's about exploring the city. Like, what?
Yeah, and it's like, there's the thing where it's like, all media is political to some extent, and yada.
Yes, there is that.
There's that. But this is a different part of that. This is a different aspect of that. This is like, it's clearly like explicitly political.
Yeah.
It's just an odd thing to say to sort of deny that aspect of it.
They're trying to not upset people, I guess.
Then
also,
maybe they shouldn't have done that.
Also, this is not The Division 2. This is Tom Clancy's The Division 2, right? This is a game under the umbrella of the Tom Clancy games. Tom Clancy has been dead for some years now.
So he's not here to weigh in whether or not he wanted it to be political.
All of his books, all of them were political.
Oh, I know.
That's what he wrote, was political military fiction.
Anyway, yeah, it's just an odd. It's an odd thing. It's like they were planning on it being like a really, actually making like some sort of real or some sort of like deliberate political thing, and then something. Then they sort of like, maybe this is a bad idea. Let's try to redirect it, but they're still sort of stuck with the thing.
Sounds a lot like Ubisoft.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe they were just like, what? That might be a political thing in America? Right. We were like, it's not political in France.
the people making the game are from America.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I think that's
about it.
Let us thank the subscribers.
And welcome the sub people.
For whoever was asking, Tom Clancy has been not with us for long enough that there is no way he was involved in this game.
Oh yeah.
No, he hasn't been involved in any of the like Tom Clancy's whatever games
for a very long time.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's thank people, starting with Flying Ultra Car for 35 months. Time to point out all the things that need checking.
That one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Ranneko with a 38-month resub. Post E3 checkpoint. What has the game industry done now? Well, I hope that we gave you the TLDR.
The softest bunny for 19 months.
Oh, he's so soft.
Suffix for 58 months. I just want to get this in before I need to leave. I'm in awe of the size of the sub. An absolute unit of months.
Thank you, Suffix.
Nice joke. Moldnir, 12 months.
Okay, I'll go now. Rake X with a 42-month resub. Awesome pineapple Maki shirt, G. Thank you. Also, nice. 42 months. Beer.
See, I knew you should read that one.
Zabaron for 56 months.
Vanara with 51 months. Welcome back.
Hey, it's Worm 424. They returned for the second month.
Jadenim for 11 months. 11 months? So time for a Twitch Thanksgiving? No. Where? Canadians, I missed it.
Suhono with a 21-month reset. Welcome back.
It's I know that guy. He's been around for 39 months.
Shadmed for 21 months. Hope y'all Monday is great. Yours too, chat.
Upstage JMC, or Jamic, I think, actually. 13-month reset, catching the last minutes of the points.
It's the one who seeks. They're a brand new subscriber. Thanks for joining this channel.
Clickru for 10 months. I've completed my mantra today. A-level mantra. A-level in Australia. What better way to celebrate than...
Jlhonors with a 2-month reset.
Oh, that was bad.
Okay, I looked up a guide to this, and I think this is how I send a subscription message. It is.
Good job, Jlhonors. CastleOtranto has been subbed for 58 months, which is enough time for him to look it up and then decide not to.
And thanks for the 3,045 bits from Tomorrow Boy, Fuzzy Fozzie, Anti-Muffin, Big Zaz, The Seg, Awabajack, Aramore, and W. Nevik.
Yay!
Sorry, I was just chuckling because it was even more exceptionally dry than normal Kathleen. It was just, thanks for subscribing to this channel.
I don't know how to modulate my voice. It doesn't sound dry to me in my head. It sounds as welcoming as anything that ever comes out of my mouth is going to sound.
All right.
But like, when you hear it, it's just like some sand and a tumbleweed.
Sand in a tumbleweed?
It's
You pick up a tumbleweed and you shake it out and all the sand falls
and a
out.
lizard skitters by, and the lizard flips you off.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, hey.
Anyway, coming up
Tonight.
in little under 2 hours, hour and a half.
Dice Friends, episode 2
yeah!
of The Enigma of the Star Tunnels.
And some people are saying, where's all the backstory? The thing is set up like a 1940s radio play where you come in the middle of a huge campaign and you just sort of figure it out what the background is based on context. We don't know what it is either.
Episode 4.
It's super high concept. It's like Buckaroo Banzai, but a D&D campaign.
Dang.
Or a fake campaign.
Yeah. So,
In media res, people are saying.
what's tomorrow on New Day Tuesday? Do we know? Does anybody know?
I don't.
Does the world know? Heather doesn't know.
No.
I don't. I guess James hasn't done a thing for this
James
week because
isn't
he's flying back from Las
GP
Vegas.
Vegas.
Also, he's a slacker.
Something will be happening tomorrow, and then also one more, and then Talking Simulator, I think. Yes. So all this and more can be yours if the price is right. Let's go get some lunch.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Talk to you guys later.
Spay me to your pets. Bye.